Students, welcome back. So now let's see another program in the C language, that is generating all the prime numbers in between 1 and 10. So in between 1 and 10, I need to generate whatever the prime numbers that are present. So the n is given by the user. So you can give any number like 10. If you're given n as a 10, so 1 to 10 numbers, what are the prime numbers? Those numbers has to be printed on the screen. Okay, so here I'm going to explain the algorithm, flowchart and implementation. The execution part I'll show it in the code blocks. So write a C program to generate all the prime numbers between 1 and n, and the value of n is given by the user. So let's start the algorithm. So first try to read the n value. So what will be the ending value? So let's take n as a 4. Okay, so now initialize the fact as 0. Take fact as one temporary variable. Starting, it has to initialize to 0. Now for I is equal to 1 to n and j is equal to 1 to I, you have to take, and we need to check the modulo operation and try to increment the modulo fact value. So whenever the inner for loop is it's not satisfied, we have to check the if condition. If the fact is equal to 2, then that I value need to be printed. Suppose if the fact is not equal to 2, again it go back to the outer for loop. So this is how it's happening here. So see here, this is a flow chart. Enter the limit, read n, and the count is equal to 0. You can take it as a count or a fact, whatever the variable you want, you can take it, and check the for loop condition. If this for loop is satisfied, then again check the inner for loop. If inner for loop also satisfied, then we have to enter into I modulo j. Whenever the I modulo j is equal to 0, then we have to increment the count value and again go back to inner for loop only. Okay, and check. Whenever the inner for loop condition is not satisfied, then only we have to check the another condition. We are not exiting for the inner for loop. Inner for loop is exiting but not coming out of the first for loop, outer for loop. So if count is equal to 0, then we need to print I value. Okay, so print the I value and again go back to the outer for loop, and again the process will be checking like this. Now let's see the program here, then you'll get a clarity on what's happening here. So let's take fact and I, int I, fact and j. This is total 4 variables I am taking. Enter the number, the limit you are going to enter. Suppose 1 to 4. In between 1 to 4, whatever the prime numbers that are there, that has to be printed on the screen. Okay. So first for I is equal to 1. Okay. And I less than or equal to 1. That is 1 less than or equal to 4. Yes, the condition is true. So this will be the post increment. So I becomes 2 now. So enter here, the fact is equal to 0. Again here we need to check the another for loop. So j is equal to 1 and j, 1 is less than or equal to 4. Yes, 1 is less than or equal to 4 only. J is incremented to 2. Now here check if, what is the I value? Don't take this, this is the post increment. What is the I value? 1. 1 modulo, what is the j value? 1. 1 modulo 1 is 0. Yes, the condition is true. Now the fact is incremented to 0, is incremented to 1. So again go back. Condition is true. Okay. So no need to exit the for loop, inner for loop. Now the I value becomes, j value becomes 2. Now check. Is 2 less than or equal to 4? Yes. 2 is less than or equal to 4. The condition is true and j becomes 3. Now check here. If I is 1. Okay, j is what? J is 2. If I modulo 2 is equal to 0? No, it is not equal to 0. So it is no need to, it is not incrementing the fact value because the condition fails. Whenever this condition is fails, it's come back the inner for loop and read the statement. If fact is equal to 0, is the fact is equal to 0? No, still the fact 1 only. Okay, so this condition also fails. It's again go back to the main for loop. Okay, so now it's this time it is going to check. Now I becomes 2. Okay, so 2 is 2 less than or equal to 4. Yes, the condition is true. Entered here. Now the fact is incremented to 1. Okay, so fact is equal to 0 and again it is checking for j is equal to 1 and 1 is less than or equal to 4 and the j plus plus means j becomes 2. Now this time it is checking if, what is I becomes 2. 2 modulo 1 is equal to 0. Okay, that is 2 divided by 1. So 1, so s, it is 0 only. So whenever it is 0, it increments the fact value. Fact becomes 1. Okay, now again go back to the for loop. Now this time the value of j is 2. So 2 is less than or equal to 4. Yes, the condition is true. So now 2 modulo 2. So what is the 2 modulo 2? Yes, 2 modulo 2 is 0 only. So whenever this condition is true, it increment the fact. So previously fact is 1, right? It is incremented to 1 means fact 2. Okay, so fact is incremented to mal again it is going to check. So this time 3 less than or equal to 4. Yes, 3 less than or equal to 4 only, but here I modulo j, that is 2 modulo 3 is not equal to 0. Whenever this is not equal to 0, this condition fails. So come back to this inner for loop. If, now it checks this condition. If fact is equal to 2, yes, the fact is equal to 2 only. Okay, and this prints the value 2. Okay, after printing the first prime number 2, now the first prime number 2 is printed. Again go back. Now this time the I value becomes 3. So like that it is checking each and every number. So here what I am taking here is we are checking the modulo operation and incrementing the fact. Okay. So whenever the fact is equal to 2, then only the I value I had to be printed. That is a prime number. That I value is a prime number here. Okay. So let me check this. Check with the program. So here I already written the program, students. So let's have a look here. So int main, int n comma I comma fact comma z. So enter the number. I entered the number and I'm printing the writing a message on the screen like prime numbers or. So first for I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus, fact is equal to 0. Now again writing the inner for loop for j is equal to 1, j less than or equal to n, j plus plus. Now check the modulo operation I and j. If I and j, the modulo operation, if the remainder is 0, then we need to increment the fact. Suppose if the remainder is not equal to 0, it exits from the for loop and it check the whether the fact is equal to 2 or not. If fact is equal to 2 and it has to print whatever the I value that we are checking here. Okay, that I value is to be printed. Again go back to the for loop and now the I value will be incremented. Again the process will be checking like that. So whenever the fact is equal to 2, it enter into this stage, then only the value whatever the I is there, that is to be printed. That is a prime number. So check here. So let me give the 10. Total number 1 to n. So I am giving 1 to 10. The prime numbers has to be printed. So what are the prime numbers in between 1 to 10? 2, 3, 5, 7. Okay, let me execute one more time. So this time I am taking a 20. So the prime numbers in between 1 and 20 is 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19. So this is the way we need to execute the program, student. Still, if you're facing any doubts or errors, please let me know in the comment box. I'll help you to solve this problem. Okay, so don't get confused. So try to understand the logic. The main thing here is all thing, the stuff, whatever the hash includes and the declaration variables and for loops, everything you can easily write. But thing here is what I have to be right. The logic is important. If you understand the logic, then we can easily implement it in the program. Okay, so if any errors is occur, so that is a simple thing. Only the thing is if the logic is correct or not, you have to be checked. Okay, all runtime errors you can easily clear out. Okay, so I hope you understand it clearly, students. Still, if you're facing any doubts, let me know. Thank you.